Battle Through the Heavens. Chapter 197. The Ancient Secret of the Triple Flower Snake Eye. The white vortex collapses into a suffocating heat, leaving only the sound of labored breath against the heavy stone. A sharp, crystalline shriek suddenly fractures the silence, pulling focus toward the child's trembling form. Her pupils bloom into emerald flowers, casting a chilling radiance that pins the massive serpent into a sudden, rigid paralysis.
A piercing cry erupted from Qinglin. The sound climbed higher and higher, cutting through the cavern like a blade. As her voice peaked, the three small green dots within her pupils shifted. In an instant, they blossomed into three tiny emerald flowers. An eerie green light shot from those flowers. It struck the fire spirit snake directly in the center of its forehead. The massive beast froze. Its body turned rigid under the glow, and a look of pure terror filled its eyes as it stared at the young girl. The green light crawled slowly across the scales of the snake, eventually settling in the middle of its skull. The light stopped moving and began to shrink, intensifying until it burned with a blinding radiance. The beam narrowed until it was no longer than a palm. Then, with a sudden pulse, the emerald flower from Qinglin's eye seemed to imprint itself directly onto the snake's head. The glow faded. In the silence that followed, the flowers in Qinglin's eyes dissolved, and her pupils returned to their normal green hue. Her body swayed. Her eyelids fluttered shut, and she collapsed to the ground.
The massive fire spirit snake remained motionless. The hunger and rage in its eyes had vanished, replaced by a strange, docile calm as it looked toward the fallen girl.
I will kill you!
Xiaoyan blurred through the air. He swung the massive, pitch-black heavy Xuan ruler with a roar. The blow slammed into the snake's flank, tearing through scales and sending a spray of hot blood across the stone. The snake hissed. The pain snapped it out of its daze. It glared at Xiaoyan, but when its eyes caught the heavy black ruler, it flinched. Catching the fury on Xiaoyan's face, the beast turned and dived back into the lake of molten rock.
Damn it!
Xiaoyan cursed as the creature escaped. He snapped his wings open and glided to Qinglin's side. He scooped her up and pressed 2 fingers to her nose. Her breath was shallow, but steady. He let out a long, ragged breath of relief. He pulled a medicinal pill from his storage ring and pressed it into her mouth. Then, carrying her carefully, he moved back into the tunnel. Xiao Ding sat there, clutching a wound and wearing a pained smile. Xiaoyan tossed him a pill.
Are you all right?
Xiao Ding swallowed the medicine and gasped for air.
It is nothing fatal. I just need a moment to rest.
Xiaoyan sat down with Qinglin in his arms. He wiped the soot from his face and sighed heavily.
We failed. There is no sign of the heavenly flame here. You should take Qinglin back first.
Xiaoyan said, looking at his brother.
I will stay and search a little longer. Do not worry about me. That beast is terrified of me now. Nothing in this hole can touch me.
Xiao Ding nodded reluctantly.
Very well. We are only holding you back here. But this cavern is massive, and there is fire everywhere.
Xiao Ding added with a sigh.
Finding a heavenly flame in this mess will not be easy.
I know, but we cannot stay too long. If other powerful experts sense the commotion, we will have a real fight on our hands.
Xiao Ding forced a smile and nodded. He knew well enough how badly a heavenly flame could draw trouble.
A soft moan came from Xiaoyan's arms. Qinglin shook her head and looked up. Realizing she was being held, her face flushed red. She rubbed her temples and spoke in a small, hushed voice,
Young master, I think I know where the heavenly flame is.
What?
Both Xiaoyan and Xiaoding froze.
How could you know that?
Qinglin gave a faint smile. She slid out of Xiaoyan's arms and walked toward the edge of the tunnel. She cupped her hands and called out toward the lava.
Come here.
The surface of the lake broke. The massive head of the fire spirit snake rose slowly from the magma. Xiaoyan jumped to his feet, his hand gripping the heavy Xuan ruler. He stared down the beast with cold eyes.
Young master, do not hurt it.
Qinglin grabbed his arm.
It will not attack us anymore.
What happened?
Xiaoyan asked, watching the snake drift closer with no sign of aggression.
I am not entirely sure.
Qinglin whispered, her green eyes locked on the beast.
I feel like there is a string connecting me to it. I can feel its thoughts.
Yao Lao's laughter echoed inside Xiaoyan's mind.
Well, well. I do not know if you are the luckiest man alive or the most cursed. You keep finding the strangest things. First a woeful poison body, and now this, a triple flower snake eye.
A triple flower snake eye? What is that?
Xiaoyan asked.
It is a rare gift.
Yao Lao explained.
It only appears in the descendants of humans and the snake people. If she masters it, she can cast illusions that break a man's mind. Imagine a battle where your enemy suddenly turns on his own allies.
Xiaoyan wiped a bead of sweat from his brow.
That is terrifying.
There is more.
Yao Lao continued.
It is the natural enemy of all snake-type beasts. It allows her to force a mental contract upon them. That fire spirit snake was just unlucky enough to get branded by her eyes.
Xiaoyan looked at the shy girl in front of him. She had just gained a Douling level guardian. He had never seen anyone keep a beast of that rank as a pet.
Young master, it knows where the flame is.
Qinglin said, smiling at him.
Xiaoyan licked his dry lips.
Where?
Qinglin closed her eyes for a moment, then pointed toward the center of the boiling lake. She spoke timidly.
It says it is down there.
Xiaoyan's jaw tightened.
Below the lava?
The flame was hidden under the molten rock. But how was he supposed to survive down there?
Now I see.
Yao Lao said.
No wonder I could not sense it. The magma was masking the energy.
Master, how do I get down there?
Xiaoyan stared at the rising bubbles of fire and felt his throat go dry.
Taking a heavenly flame is never easy.
Yao Lao said with a chuckle.
Well, do you have the guts to jump?
Xiaoyan swallowed hard. He looked at the lava, his chest heaving. Qinglin watched his face, her hands trembling. She knew that if Xiaoyan died down there, she would follow him. Xiaoyan exhaled a long, shaky breath. He turned to the girl.
Tell it to lead the way.
Qinglin closed her eyes and gave the command. The fire spirit snake let out a low growl. It dived into the magma, then poked its head back out to look at Xiaoyan. There was a flicker of what looked like mockery in its eyes. Xiaoyan took several deep breaths. His heart hammered against his ribs. He shut his eyes tight and threw himself into the lake of fire. Xiaoding and Qinglin watched in horror as his silhouette vanished into the red glow. The roar of heat rushed past his ears. Every nerve in his body screamed. The world outside turned to a blur of white heat. The sound of liquid rushing took over. In the cavern above, 3 hearts skipped a beat.